Hey y'all, I'm Trevor again, I'm your QA. Today I'm doing a little inspection. I'm not in my PPE today because I'm just doing inspection. I'm not using any products at all. I'm using my ACE inspection and also doing my PMP inspection. So if I had to be using my my chemicals at all or any of my equipment, I have to wear my PPE. But today I'm doing inspection. So I'm going to kind of show you what grubs look like. So if you look at the sole right here, now when you look closely to it, a lot of people think, hey, it's just from water or anything like that. And this could be, because if it is from water, that's because there's not enough nutrients to soak up the water around it. So if you can see right here, there's dead grass on it right here, and that's because there's no nutrients at the bottom. That means that the grubs have been eating it. That's why you're seeing all this mud right here. Now, if this was full of vegetation like the rest of the field out there, then you would actually have the grass looking like that. It'd be more like yellow because of the winter. But right down here, if you look at it, there is not enough nutrients here to do anything. There is not a single root on this grass right here. Not a single root. Okay? That's when you know it's a sign of grubs. Now, let me tell you why it's important to be looking for this. So, if you see this right here, you know this is an active grub treatment. That means there's either giving moles around, gophers, and voles because they eat on those grubs. That's why we need to treat for them. Now, we have to use the mallet in this case because, let me kind of give you an example. When I go ahead and do a misting treatment, it usually goes up to about right there for the penetration where my finger is. That's usually around maybe 2 inches, maybe. Now, when I do the actual grub treatment, or when I do the actual grub treatment with the mallet, it's going to go a lot further, and it's going to go probably around close to like around here, which is probably around double the distance, and it should go all the way to around 6 inches into my hand. And so that's why it's important to use the granulate for the grub treatment, but it's good to use the mist for the deterrent, because unless you see this right here, you don't need the granulation. You just need the deterrent, because the deterrent will help to keep the grass like that out there fully enveloped in grass and everything. It's a deterrent. But when you actually have an active treatment, that active area like these down here where these grubs are, then you need to have the penetration of the mallet granulate to actually kill off the colony that's deep down in about 6 inches. Now, if you start seeing yards like this is when you know you have the active treatment. Remember, we can't do the misting and the granulation at one time, but if we're only going out 30 feet, like on a general treatment, and they have grub issues, we can granulate past that area, no problem, and it's gonna be a spot treatment. We just can't do two of the different classes of chemicals at the same time. So at that time, you need to tell the customer, like, hey, give us a call, we'll come back in 11 days and do the other treatment, whether it's the grub treatment and the mole treatment, or the spraying or the misting for the mosquitoes. But we can still go and put talpert down for like moles and gophers and voles. That's fine. We just can't put the granulate down at the same spot that we're putting down the mist. So if it's not gonna be an area that we're gonna hit with mist, go for it. Go ahead and do the granulate. Just make sure you're aware of that, because we can't have two classes working together. But I want you all to see kind of like how you can tell if there's gonna be grub issues. This right here is a huge area to know that. Like most of the time, all the lawns should look like that out there, basically out in that field out there. It shouldn't look down here. So this is look right here. It's a good way to tell if it's going to be like grub issues and where the potential cause could be, where you might start seeing infestation, and that's going to spread if it's not treated more. It looks like they're already starting to do some stuff maybe for it. I saw some people out here using a spray the other day. So, but I just want to kind of let y'all see, like if you look all the way across here, you can see there's potential grub issues all the way across. And so I went to looked at the rest of the field, just barely. They didn't have these issues. So this is actually pretty common. It's by a field, it's by a road, and it's also just by other drainage areas. So when there's drainage areas, that's often a good place to start seeing grubs, especially because as water's coming through here, there's gonna be water, there's gonna be food usually, or there's gonna be harborage. That's the three things you need for pests, right? And so anywhere that's going to have those three areas, you're going to see these pests live. They have plenty of nutrients right here for food, the grass. They have plenty of moisture, and they have an area to go ahead and have their harborage. So please be aware of this. Make sure you're paying attention to it. It doesn't have to be like this completely. It can just be yellow with dead grass on top of it like this. You don't have to have it like this, but See right there, you can see there's a few roots, but not very much. It just breaks off. See? Usually you'd be able to see some good roots. There's a big difference between this and then this here. You see those roots attached and it all comes together, right? It's not like this. You know, that's nothing. It needs to look like this. That's healthy grass, and that's pretty good with roots. That helps stay attached. So that's just some good signals for you to tell if it's active or not. Remember, that's when we start using the mallet granulate. But unless you see something like this and it's like that, just go ahead and use the mist. It's gonna be a good deterrent, help take care of all the bugs. You should never hardly ever see something like this, but if you do, go and use that mallet. But I just want to kind of go over it with you. You see this, good chance you're gonna see rodents as well, and you can use the mallet and then the Talprid, Go Forget It, or Contract to help take care of the rest of the rodents. But make sure you're aware of this. Use it. It's only if you see this or something that's active, we'll use that mallet. Use the mist for the rest of the time, and just don't mix them together. Thanks, y'all. What's up, y'all? So I'm gonna be kind of just doing a little overview again with what I'm talking about with the grub treatment. So we can all use mallet and the spray at the same time. So if there's an area that we're gonna overlap, we can't do it. If it's 60 feet out for the mist or 30 feet out the mist, and then there's spot treatments of grubs after that, then go ahead and use it. As long as there's no place that we're overlapping the two chemicals, that's completely fine. So you're good with that. Just make sure we never overlap them at any time. If they do have just an abundance of one or the other, you're gonna have to make a decision which one's more important at that time, and then ask the customer to call in after 11 days, and we can go ahead and get them scheduled, which can't do anything between 11 days. We can still go ahead and do baits for rodents like voles, moles, and gopher. That's fine. We just can't put any of the granular down with the mist. Okay, remember, mist is the #1 priority. Use that the most. Only use the mallet for the grub treatments. Okay, only if you see them active. Thanks, y'all.